sit with your favorite cross today. I know you guys are good about switching, so that's okay. Okay. Most importantly, well, first you can, do the things that we usually do. I'm leaning forward. I grab the flesh of the buttock bones, and I spread it both to the side and to the back. And I see that my legs are placed on the support so that they go down. In fact, they don't really feel like they're doing that. So I'm going to add one more height. I usually do it with 4 anyway. Okay, so starting over. So now I feel like my legs are descending. That's what you want. See that your head, when you come up, see that your head is exactly over your spine. You may have to, I used to have a mirror in here. And now that I feel like I know my body better, I took the mirror away. But you just have to look. And if you're straining to look at the screen, you should just be able to listen to my words and just look straight ahead and not even pay attention to the screen. But see that your head is exactly on top of your spine. Coil the armpits, roll the shoulders back, roll those upper arms back. Trapezium down your back. Hold your palms in front of your chest, close your eyes. Take a moment to see what body you brought to practice today, and then what is the state of your mind. From your lower spine, ascend upwards. Think about where your lower spine is. We almost always think about it on the back body, but it's very much, you very much have an anterior spine. So it's really at the pubic plate. So from the pubic plate, ascend yourself. The sacrum, your pelvis is doing Tadasana in your Sastikhasana. Think of that. Imagine yourself still standing up in Tadasana. What is the work that your trunk has to do to stand up straight? So be in Tadasana as you sit in your Sastikhasana. Slow, soft inhalation, slow, soft, gentle exhalation. And imagine that your breathing is further contributing to the shape of your pose, the full extension of your pose. Ascend upward. Don't let the shoulders, trapezium creep up. Roll those upper arms. Coil the chest. Let's do the 3 Oms together. As you wish. 4 as you wish, I might add. Oh. Listen for your steadiness. Oh. Oh. And bow your heads down. Release your palms. And slowly lift the head and open the eyes. Okay, you need 2 bricks. And sit in Vajrasana to start. So if you joined a little later, you may not have heard that this weekend was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, an intensive with Iyengar, the Iyengar's granddaughter. And it was amazing, and I am overly enthusiastic, which I have to tone down. She said lots of interesting things, but one of the things that stood out to me was she said, if you're here at this workshop, and I'll say this to you, if you're here in this class today, I'm going to assume that you are a practitioner. You aren't just coming to yoga to fix something or to stretch, right? You're a practitioner. You want to learn the subject for the benefit of reaching the soul, right? Can I have a thumbs up on that? Yay. So with that in mind, there's lots of methods and modalities that Iyengar uses to get there. So I will share some of that. I'm going to take this off. Okay, so you're in Vajrasana, right? So the knees are together. See that you can take your hand and reach that shin skin back. Ankle, top of the foot, all the metatarsals straight back. Keep your big toes together. So you feel how much that you got sort of a compactness in the legs. Now, I don't want you to lose that compactness, but now you're going to take the legs apart for Adho Mukha Virasana. Just as a test, just put your blocks 1 arm length away like this. So they're on the second height. On the second height, they're 1 arm length away. Now take your knees apart. Big toes still touching. Don't have them quite so. I know in some other classes, maybe more like a forward extensions class, I might have had you go wider so that you're really feeling these inner floating ribs on the inner legs. I don't want you to go so wide today. Okay. So now this area here, when I start to come forward, I'll do it right and then wrong. So I start to come forward and I keep this buttock area down and back. Can you see that? So that's right. Here's wrong. Is it visible? I know I should have worn a different color shorts today, but it's here or it's here, right? So my sacrum and my tailbone, I don't allow them to come up. I want to drive them in, sacrum and tailbone. So first you just come forward, place your hands on I've got them maybe 6-7 inches away from my kneecaps, and I'm pushing strongly to keep this back. Sacrum, tailbone in. Okay, now the floating ribs, they have to stay almost, so watch, I'll do it wrong first. See how this has gone wrong, but my floating ribs have also gone wrong. So my floating ribs stay back too. Okay, now I keep pushing, I keep this down, and now I find the bricks. Okay, floating ribs. Don't let the floating ribs lead. Let the sides of your trunk lead. And go forward, look forward, go forward. Don't just stick the floating ribs more forward. Keep the buttocks down and then head down. Open up those armpits. Press firmly into the bricks. Let's see how you're doing. So a lot of you, the head does not come down, huh? So if you have a third brick, or you can have a blanket there, I want your head supported, or a bolster, whatever works. So the idea is to have the thoracic spine move down. If I was there, we were in class together, I would put my two heels of my hands on your inner shoulder blades, and I would spread my fingers out to your deltoids, towards your outer body, and I'd move that thoracic spine in, down, allow it to spread, keeping the buttocks down. Yeah, that looks better, Mike, even though you didn't get support for your head, you're doing better in your thoracic, not letting the buttocks come up. Good. Okay. All right, now you can sit back up and just watch here. You'll get rid of your bricks. And we worked on this, I think, in a few other classes, but I'm going to go ahead and take support. I've been working on it so much, I don't need the support anymore, which is fabulous. And that's what she says. Through, Abhi said a lot over the past 5 days, through Swadhyaya, which is self-study, you use the props, and then you learn, and you adjust, and then you adjust. Oh, I don't need that much support. So I'm just going to take maybe one fold of a blanket like that. All right, so let's see. Yeah, I think you can still see all of me, right? So watch the demonstration carefully. Watch the demonstration carefully. See if you can do what I'm doing. So this is staying down. I'm pushing, keeping that back. I'm not over accentuating the floating.
I have a question. Your knees is together. Your knees is together.
Knees. Oh, now, sorry. Now you come into a wide Vajrasana. So the feet are straight back, not toes together. Okay. Shins straight back.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're like that. Doesn't matter if you can't come down all the way like you could in Virasana. That's not the point. So I'm pushing like that. Okay, now I'm going to come forward. I'm going to come forward, yeah, and put my hands above. I'm going to tuck my toes. I'm going to push back. Do you see how I don't know if you can see it, but I'm not letting this low back come forward. I'm keeping it going back. So I'm pushing, okay? And my head is down, and I tuck my toes well under. Strongly engage my arms. The whole of the arm from the wrist upward is going up. Okay, so you see this? Okay, now my head never changes. And I'm in my Adho Svanasana. So from the wrist, pull up. You can come up on your tippy toes if you need to. Lift your back up. Descend the heels as you are able. Push the floor. Pull up the thoracic spine. Pull up the shoulders, the thoracic spine, the back ribs, the waist, the kidney band. How are we doing? Start if you haven't. Push away from the floor. Yeah, and your head should be on something. From the wrist, go up. Elbows in, child. Watch those elbows. Those of us with hypermobile arms have to watch that. And Marcia, just watch your, just release the sides of your neck. Work your arms, work your legs for the sake of your spine. You're almost trying to take the weight off your spine. You are. Take the weight off your spine. Bring it into the legs. Make it a more leg-centric pose. Okay, now I'll let you have a rest. And now you're gonna take away the blanket and you're gonna do, let's say, see if you can do 4 times. You're gonna go from Adho Mukha Svanasana to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And you don't have to change the toes. The toes can stay tucked under. So it looks something like this. Okay, your turn. 4 or 5 times. Warm up your back. Drop the hips, try to push your chest through your arms. The first one you say, oh, my lower back is stiff. Move. Move your back through your arms, lift your chest up. Keep your legs and arms very, very firm. Kneecaps firm. Quadriceps pulled up to the bone. Yeah, you don't have to take your head back, especially if you're not warmed up yet. Just look straight ahead. Work on your shoulders rolling back. Okay, good. A little bit more warmed up. All right. Vajrasana. Vajrasana. So I'll show with the right arm. I'm going to turn around and show with the right arm. So what did I say? From the wrist, the arm has to pull up. From the wrist, the arm has to pull up. So I'll come down onto my knees, place the hand forward, see that the wrist is right underneath the shoulder. Whoops, stack those feet. Pull from the wrist up. You don't even have to take this top arm up. Pull. Don't let your hips drop. Just do the right arm and then come up. Just do the right arm. Hold for 5 breaths. Just do the right arm. If the bottom foot, the whole bottom edge is on the floor, you will have better luck. Okay, all right, and now, those of you who practice Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, do one Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, and I want your mind on how different your right arm feels from your left arm. Just go up. Those of you who don't practice Adho Mukha Vrikshasana can do this. So you're placing your hands at the wall, you walk back and push into the wall and feel how much more awake your right arm is. So it's Ardha Uttanasana, or it's full arm balance. Going up, feel your right arm. Feel how much more awake your right arm is. Roll the thighs in. Keep your heels at the wall. Move the buttocks and tailbone away from the wall. Come down. Left arm, Vajrasana. Yeah, don't belabor it. Arms strong, so good. So now right arm, left arm Vajrasana. Stack those feet. Pull up, wrist to upper arm. Pull up, pull up. Suck the upper arm muscles into the shoulder socket. Now the left arm's awake. Okay, now do Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. Left arm and mind on the left arm. Now does it feel more like the right arm? It's awake. Do they feel more normal? Okay, now the folks who practice, who do Adho Mukha Vrikshasana normally, go up one more time and feel the two arms. Adho Mukha Vrikshasana. One more time, feel the two arms. Elbows in Sopa, move your buttocks away from the wall. Sacrum, tailbone, forward into the body more, heels up the wall. Good, all right, now where we're at. Standing back arch. So we're gonna do standing back arch two different ways, or I guess two different emphasis. So I'm standing with the feet slightly apart. My hands are going to come to the buttock crease. So my thumb and index finger hook into that buttock crease. Now, the first time we're going to do it, excuse me, I want you to just think about arching your thoracic and taking your head back. Okay, nothing here. Nothing arches here. So you're if you want to do it at the wall, if you're not so familiar with standing back arch, you can do it at the wall. But imagine, remember in seated Sastikhasana, I said, you're lifting up from the bottom of the pubic plane. So yeah, the feet are pressing down, the legs are pulling up, the pubis is lifting. So I'm going up, 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 and I'm just lifting the sides of the chest and taking my head back. That's all. Or you're here, head back. Okay, so you feel what that feels like. Yeah, hands, maybe, hands on the lower buttock area is a good idea. And just take your head back. Yeah, see where, so you might say, okay, this is a morning class. Yeah, oh, I'm a little stiff in the thoracic. Okay, now you're going to do it, and you're going to see if your lumbars are as stiff as your thoracic. So I actually like to go just a teeny bit lower, and I'm going to think about arching from my lumbars. So right away, I can push the thighs a little bit further, a little bit forward. You see the difference? And then I can straighten. So I've already done a ton of back bending today, so I'm not so stiff, but you feel on your own body. Legs, legs, legs. You can let the knees bend a little. The head should go back as far as it did in the first version, but now I'm allowing you to curve a little bit at the lumbars. Let's say the top of the lumbars. Yeah. Okay. Now you got that. All right. Now, and you evaluate which do you think is your stiffer part, right? And this is just an evaluation for self-study, for you to figure out that on your own. Okay, now I have to go back a little bit. I'm facing you so you can see this version of Parshvottanasana. You will step your right leg towards the front of your mat, facing forward, and your left leg on the opposite corner of the mat, back for Parshvottanasana. Okay, hands on the hips. Use your hands to intelligize the bottom of the pubic plate has to lift up. So here I am, boy, I'm using them. I'm trying to pull up, so I'm trying to levelize my hips. Yeah, I'm really wide. If you're wobbly, you can turn your back toes out a little bit. That's okay. But turn your hips to be squared. Now exhale, watch. I'm exhaling and I'm putting the hands right in the center of the mat. For concave Parshvottanasana, excuse me, I'm not too concerned about the concavity of your spine right now. What I want is level hips. So levelize your hips. That back hip has to roll forward and the front hip has to stay back. Yeah, hands down. You can use bricks if you can't touch the floor. So, you know, right here, I can see that a lot of you, your hips aren't level. Can you work on that? Yeah, so your back hip's got to come forward more. Your front hip's got to go back more, Chaya and Sopo. Both. There. Marissa, you look pretty good.
Why such
Look
a
straight.
really hard?
I'm sorry.
Why such a wide stand? It's really hard to.
Yeah, and you know what? If you have a really big, wider sticky mat, you don't have to go so wide. You could be less wide. This
Why
is
not
fine.
opening
So
the heels? It's a lot easier for me to level.
I want you to do it just for comparison. So come up, do the other side.
Okay.
Left leg forward, right leg back. So maybe you don't go so wide. But here, do you not feel how you are able to get the hips more level? You're going to compare it in just a moment. Press that back like that. Be on the outside edge of your back heel. That outer horseshoe shape of your back heel. Be on that. And spin that hip around. Lift up the bottom of the pubic plate. Okay, now come forward. Parshvottanasana. With the hands right in the center of your mat. Keep the hips level. Observe. Well, some of you look more level. Yeah. Back hip, Mike, forward. Back, yes, yes. Don't turn your shoulders. Just turn your hips. Yes, there you go. Okay, now come up. All right, now regular Parshvottanasana in the center of your mat. Step your right leg forward, your left leg back. Remember, this is a back bend focus class. We're waking up the spine. Waking up the spine. Okay, so observe, especially Sopo. You said it was really hard to have it so wide. So look at your hips when you don't do anything. And see how you have to turn that back buttock on around. Turn that back buttock. Keep the outer heel of the back leg down. And now come forward for Parshvottanasana. Just ever so briefly there. Try to levelize your hips. Keep your hips level. And now put both hands on the outside of that front leg. For Parivrtta Trikonasana. Okay, now the left hand stays down, either on a brick or just the fingertips, I don't care. The back hand, your right hand, is going to go to the left buttock. Left buttock. Now, encourage it. You can just keep your hand there, but encourage that left buttock to turn, abdomen to turn, chest to turn, shoulders to turn. And there's your Parivrtta Trikonasana. How'd it go? You don't have to take the top arm up if you don't feel that back buttock turning. Turn the lower abdomen, turn the ribs, lengthen those bottom ribs. Yeah, so Mike, I think once again, you're doing just regular Trikonasana, which is not such a bad thing, but I want the opposite arm on the outside. At first I wanted both, right? First I'll do the same side you're doing. First I wanted both hands out. So do you see with both hands out, your left elbow is outside my shin. Okay, then the right hand comes
I'll show you from an angle. Comes here, and I'm encouraging this buttock to keep turning. Keep turning. And it's strong now. And now I turn the abdomen, turn the chest, shoulders. Okay, second side, stand up. Just be in Tadasana there for a moment. Was that making sense? Yeah? Thumbs? Okay. Step your left leg forward for Parshvottanasana. Right leg back. So just wait here a moment. Bring your hands, I'll show you here. My thumbs are in the center of my buttock. And I'm encouraging the back buttock to turn. Now lift up the front of the pubic plate. If you don't feel, this is what I do often. If you don't feel that you are able to, so here I am, I'm struggling, I'm not lifting up. So I lift the toes, I'm on my front heel, and I lift the toes up, and you can see how much more I can lift that front body. Then I got to figure out, can I put it down and stay upright? Okay, come forward for Concave Parshvottanasana. Both hands down on the bricks or not. Okay, now walk both hands outside your front foot. Both hands. Keeping that back leg really strong. Back hip in, compact your hips in toward each other. Okay, now opposite hand goes to opposite buttock. The right hand stays on the floor now. Yeah, and encourage that back buttock to turn. Turn that buttock skin. Okay, now the stability has to come in the two hips. And now turn your lower pubic band and your navel band and your rib cage. Turn, turn, turn. You do not have to look up, nor do you have to take that top arm up. You can if it's available to you. Got to get that elbow outside the shin, Mike. Elbow outside that shin. Yes. Now turn from that stability. Turn, turn. Okay, you're doing great with the hips. Now turn in that rib cage. Turn your ribs. Take your right ribs closer to the floor. Oh, okay. Head back, Sopo, head back. If I was there, I'd pull on your ponytail back a little bit. Yeah. Uncover your chest. Okay, and now come back up to center, stand up, Tadasana. So we did that, Okay, let's just do just a little bit more shoulder opening. I'm going to turn around to show you this movement thing for Gomukhasana. So I'm just turned around here at the wall, and I want to show you how much movement helps to get the pose eventually. So let's say you'll do, do 5 times each side. So it looks something like this. I'm in Tadasana. And I take the right arm out, my palm is facing you. So the back of the hand is facing forward. And I'm just gonna swing it up there. 5 times, swing it up there. Each time I'm trying to get higher up my back and more towards the center of my spine. So do that 5 times, then do the left arm 5 times, and then we'll put it together. Strong movement, Mike. Make it a strong, like really exhale harder and make it a strong movement. Yeah, and the hand is going up the back. Okay, now change Tadasana. Look, feel the length and the shoulder of that right arm. Does it feel different than the left? It should, if you've done it right. Okay, now second side. Left arm, swing it, and make the momentum big, right? It's a big movement. Big movement. Go all the way up, big movement. Yeah. Dynamic, Chaya, dynamic. Could you see me all the way? Here, let's see. I don't think you could see me all the way. Because here's what I saw some of you doing. I wanted, once you start, maybe your first one is here, but once you start, make it a big movement. Yeah. Do this every day, it will get better. Okay, those of you who need straps, take your straps. You'll be taking the right arm from behind first. If you'd like to do the big movement, do that. Then the left arm comes up, catches. Open that left armpit chest and draw the right shoulder back, chin up. Now you're catching with the left arm on top, Mike. So no more momentum. Keep the right arm behind you. Take your left arm up now. Right arm behind you. Catch this. Yeah, right arm behind you. Catch your shoulder blade. Catch your shoulder blade. Yeah, and now left arm down behind you. Entwine your fingers. No. From the top. From the top. Gomukhasana. Yes, that's why I said to have a strap nearby if you knew you needed a strap. Chaya, don't lift your head towards that arm. Just go straight up, sternum up. Can't see from your armpit up. Yeah, there you go, Marissa. I can only see from your chest down. Work in the pose, work in the pose. And you know, I had a teacher tell me this, that if you become thirsty in the pose, then something, I'm going to say something might be wrong with the way I'm teaching you. I'm not reminding you to keep your mouth closed and you're breathing through your mouth and you get thirsty. Something, if I was in person, I'd catch things like that, but it's kind of hard to see on Zoom. So you do have to keep your mouth closed or else you just get thirsty. Okay, release Tadasana. Roll those shoulders back. Extend your fingers down. In the yoga, in the invocation to Patanjali, part of the words, if you have the English translation, it says, one whose arms reach to their feet. So imagine if your hands, your fingers could reach towards your outer feet. Okay, now left arm, take it from behind and go up. Yeah, if you need to use this, Mike, so here I am. And I want to use this for further help. So I bring this around. And you see, and I'm pulling it in. So I've got my hand almost to my 7C. Then it goes up and it's easy to reach. Yeah, stamp the feet down, pull your kneecaps up, quadriceps lifted. Gomukhasana. Okay, then you have to take your right arm up now,
because it's your left arm that's down and now your right arm goes up and catches. Okay. So do that every day for 30 days and you'll get Gomukhasana. All right. Take your 2 bricks. I'm gonna do something really nice and easy for just a moment to bring some awareness to your thoracic spine. You can see I've got about a brick space in between the 2 bricks and they're vertical on their narrow side. Okay, you sit in Sastikhasana. You can do this.
Sorry. We can only see your shoulder up.
Thank you. You sit in Sastikhasana. You can see, yeah. I could even come in a little closer. You can do this in Vajrasana as well, but I'm just for the ease, I want to bring some awareness to your thoracic spine. So I'm going to bring my legs into my favorite, you pick your favorite cross. Hold that bottom brick. I arch like you did in your standing back arch, right? You just had your head back and you're lengthening from that pit of the ground. Pull up, pull up. And now I'm going to come and find that brick. You can go onto your elbows if you're so inclined and find that brick right in the center of the shoulder blades. And there I am. So I'm relaxing the legs away from the trunk. The trunk is reaching up. Don't have a big puff to these ribs. Keep those ribs in. Arms out to the side. And if you need more height underneath your head, you know, maybe just a little blanket, an extra a little bit of a blanket if that's not comfortable. But you remember what I talked about last week. A yoga pose should be steady and comfortable. So I want you to feel the openness across the thoracic spine with the help of that brick, and I want you to be comfortable. All right, this is just one way. You're not doing the second crossing, you're just doing it, and you're hoping to imprint some somatic memory from experience. Now you have some experience of that openness in the thoracic spine. Okay, come up. Now you just need one of your bricks. Have it the second tallest way, right? Have enough space in front of you that you, actually I'll turn this way. So I'm not going to run into the wall. Have it ready. Keep your knees bent. Scoot forward. Lie down. Now you're going to put your brick, just lift your hips up and put your brick across your sacrum. Tuck the shoulders and reach the legs away. Again, not to have the puff of these ribs. Have extension from the pubic plate, extension from the pit of the groin, extension of the trunk, tucking the shoulders. But so I'll do it wrong if you want to watch. It's not this pose. It's these ribs staying down and going towards the shoulder side. Feel that openness in now the lumbar spine, pelvic area. Okay, that being actually this is not the easiest. I skipped the easiest because I knew it would be too easy for you. For if I had, more elderly students, I would say, especially elderly students who start yoga later in life, they could have the brick completely flat, right? So now we're on the second. So now you'll go to the tall way. So you bring your feet in, lift up, come up onto your tippy toes, skinny, tall brick underneath the sacrum and tailbone. Don't have it too high towards your waist. That's an often made mistake. Tuck the shoulders under, and then 2 by 2. You can hold on to the edges of your sticky mat, and 2 by 2. Heels, heels drag out along your mat. Ribs down, ribs down. Extend toward the head side. Tuck the shoulders, stretch the legs. Okay, what's it doing, Marcia? Any pain, you can keep your knees bent. Any pain, keep your knees bent. Yeah, that looks nice, good. At first, you might be a little reluctant to straighten the legs, but extend from the inner thigh, inner groins to the big toe side. And keep the fifth metatarsal rolled in. Don't let it spin out because that you lose extension on the inner leg. And Chaya, is it acute when you straighten your legs? So do not let the lumbar shorten. You can take your hands and like at the back of your waist and scoot that lumbar spine toward the hip thigh juncture, the back of the buttock juncture where the thigh meets the buttock. That looks really good, Mike. Don't let the thighs roll out, Kathy Beckman. Don't let the feet spin like that. Be centered on your heel if at all possible. Push through the big toe mound. And, those of you who this becomes easy for, so, this is self-study. You do a brick and a half, Sopo, possibly. Marissa, possibly. But this is things that happen when you work on your own. In a group class, I can't look at every single person and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. In a class person setting, I might be doing that. So Chaya, make sure you're not hardening your buttocks because that draws the lumbar up towards the thoracic. You do not want that. Reach from the inner thighs. Yeah, you know what? What might be your next step in your Swadhyaya is to have the feet on top of a bolster. Yeah. Okay. I was going to go 30 more seconds there if you can stand it. It looks like everybody's coming down. Okay, so lift up to come down and come down from the top of your spine, from the thoracic towards the lumbar. And if there's any crunchiness, I don't really want you to bring your knees towards your chest because we're certainly not done with the back bends. I'd like for you to just keep your knees bent and you roll the knees in toward each other. Take your hands and move your back away from your waist. Okay, roll to the side and get your chairs for chair Viparita Dandasana. Okay. The trajectory is from, it's three things. It's neck curvature, it's from, let's say, to the top of the shoulder blade to the middle of the shoulder blade, and then it's middle of the shoulder blade. And for you folks who want to go a little bit further, you can go all the way down to your head, and you can, and Sopo, if that's you, then I would say you take a strap and you put it on your chair like this, and then you'll take chair Viparita Dandasana and you go for your strap. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah. All right, so does everybody know what they're doing?
We can do it together. Although I'd rather just watch you and help you, but I'll start out this way. So first, do a good chair Tadasana, right? So in chair Tadasana, I'm helping, I'm educating the thighs, rolling the fronts of the thighs in, spreading the backs of the thighs out. Bring my feet together, and I'm just holding on to the edges of the chair, doing everything that you did in Tadasana. There we are. Okay, and I'm scooting all the way forward until my buttocks are completely off the chair, and I'm doing neck curvature. So scoot forward, way forward. Neck curvature, there I am. Tuck, tuck. Let the sticky mat catch your skin, catch your t-shirt, and drag that skin on your back toward your waist. So I'm still just in neck curvature. I'm pushing into the chair bar. Can have the elbows outside. Now here, careful, watch these ribs, these ribs, they shouldn't poke out. Bring them in by pressing your feet down, hamstring to buttock connection, pull the hamstring and buttocks together, and keep those ribs down. 5 breaths there. Okay, now go anywhere from the middle of your shoulder blades to the top of your shoulder blades. That depends on who you are. You may have to stop in the middle of your shoulder blades, tuck and roll some more. Push onto that chair bar. Hamstring to buttocks. Pull up the back of the thighs. Ribs down. It's almost like the armpit of your chest is pulling towards your waist, keeping your core strong. Five breaths here. Okay, now go to the bottom of your shoulder blades. As you are able. One by one, reach through and under the chair. You can even turn the entire upper arm out so that the palms face out. Pull on that chair, dig those bottom shoulder blades into the chair. Slowly straighten the legs into the wall. Press your thighs down. Keep that fifth metatarsal rolled in. Pull on the chair to curve more. So you're digging your shoulder blades, you're pushing your shoulder blades more into the chair. And if your lower back is paining you, you have to keep the knees back. And keep that hamstring to buttock connection and keep the lumbars long, long, long away from the waist. Okay, those of you who are able, you take the hands out. Curve a little bit more. So instead of going out, Sopo might be the only one doing this, or Marissa too. Instead of just going out, right, I'm curving under the chair more to bring my head down. And then arms come and find my strap. Oh, it's there. Oh, yeah. So I'm reaching closer to the chair legs and trying to get those elbows, forearms down. If you can reach the chair legs up, you reach the chair legs. Oh, legs, legs, legs. You do not have to straighten your legs in this version. Did you get there, Sopo or Marissa? Hold your head up, Mike. Make the shoulder blades work, make your arms work. Don't make your head go out to the middle of the room, but it should go under you more. Remember what I said at the beginning of class? The head right over the spine. Yeah. All right, now bend your knees. You okay, Sopo? Yep.
Was your head on the floor?
It was.
I feel like I'm gonna like fall off if I take my head all the way down to
Yeah. You know, some people who aren't 5'7", you need to have
That would be
blocks
me.
yeah, you need to have blocks underneath your feet.
and also maybe I'll put blankets down so you can give me a little.
Put a little blanket down under your head, sure.
Okay.
Keep coiling, Mike. Keep coiling. Shoulder blades in. Shoulder blades, shoulder blades. Make it about the thoracic chest. Your lower back is protected here. Marcia, how did that go? No pain? Oh, good. Good. All right, now you could do a twist, but please don't do a forward bend. Now come out of your chair. I like to have it back on a sticky mat, so it doesn't scoot all over the place. Put your chair 2 feet away from the wall, maybe 1.5 feet. You're reaching for the wall now. You're going to do a kind of a standing version of Vajrasana. We did this last time we did back bends, I believe. Oh, I also like to do that because I don't like that bar in my back. So just try this. I've got another sticky mat on the chair so I don't go sliding all over the place. So watch first if you haven't done this with me before. So your toes are coming all the way to the front edge of that chair leg and your heels are going up the chair leg. Right now, I feel like I'm already too close. So I'm holding on to the hinge of the chair seat, and my shoulder blades are at the base of my shoulder blades are on the bar of the chair. So I lift up, hamstring to buttock connection, and I reach for the wall. Okay, now if it's easy for you, you are reaching down the wall. Can you see? So just try that. Stay, 3-4 breaths. Sit down and try it again. Legs have to work here. You've got the chair for support. Roll the thighs in. Good, Kathy Beckman. Yeah. Curve over that chair. Curve over that chair. Make the shoulder, don't move your chair though, Mike, move you. Slide the shoulder blades until the bottom of your shoulder blades are on that chair bar. Yeah, legs, Sopo, and reach down, walk down the wall. Yeah, open up that thoracic spine, open up your armpits more and more. Yeah, nice, Marsha. Keep the lower back long, keep the lumbars long. Yeah, nice. And Chaya, no lower back pain either? No, okay, good. So that was pretty easy, right? Right. So if you do not, you tried it at least 2 times. If you do not have, well, I want you to watch this because you can somehow find something in your house to do this with. But it would be really awesome
if you had two bolsters, you put the bigger bolster on the bottom. You put the tall, shorter bolster on the top. And you see how I have a little, it's stair stepped. The wall is not a factor. In fact, I'll go more away from the wall to show you. Okay, this is the easiest way for beginners to learn to go up in Vajrasana. You're well prepared, right? Well prepared. So you have enough space where you can, sit down there, and then you begin to slide back. You place your hands. Careful that you're not on your hair. I don't care. If you have to turn your palms out, you do that. Whatever you can manage. Okay? And now I have this is important, extremely important. Your inner ankle and foot hugs the bolster. That tells you whether your legs are working. Okay, so I'm hugging the bolster, squeezing the bolster here with my feet. Tuck the toes in, squeeze that bolster, legs up. And I'm up. Ha. And I'm up. Ha. All right, so I'd like for you to try it at least 5 times. And you go up, you can stay for 5 breaths as well. Challenge yourself. I would like to see if your legs are quaking afterwards. Your quadriceps are shaking afterwards. How yoga prepares us, puts us in difficult situations to make the harder parts of our life more easy. Yeah, if you don't have the 2 bolsters, you could take a stack of blankets. I would put the blankets on the floor and the bolster on top. But you want to build up a pretty high height. Yeah, turn the fingers out, Mike. Turn the fingers out. Now your chest has to lift. Try to pick up your chest a little bit more than your buttocks so much first. How are we doing? Marissa, watch the lumbars that they don't shorten. They're kind of pulling up towards your shoulders. Lengthen your lower back towards your buttocks. Yeah, okay. Now hug that bolster with your feet and push up, push up, push. How are we doing, Chaya? Elbows in. Hands wide. I'd love to see the side view of you, but that's okay. I understand. Same with you, Kathy Beckman. Any amount, any amount that you can do to, it's wrist. Yeah.
I am unable to lift up my upper body. Upper body is not, I don't know how to lift up. I didn't.
Yep. There's a lot of things I can impart on you about what Abby said this past week. She said we have to, especially in the inversions, we have to learn to bear the weight on our spine. Like, technically, you learn Shirshasana before you learn Vajrasana. And that bearing of the weight on our spine must be there. It's very important as we age. Yes, Kathy Beckman?
I cannot get my hand down.
Can you, so you could do it at the wall, and you could put a couple of bricks, let's say sideways, like that. You come closer to the wall. Would that help?
I'll try it.
I'll try it too. that you're trying, 4 or 5 times, and you're trying to stay up 4 or 5 breaths each time you go up. Yeah, here the hands come down easily. Of course, you want it to move quite so much. Hands down, elbows in, squeeze the bolster with your feet, squeeze those outer thighs, lengthen the groin to the inner knee, and up you go. Wow, that was even easier than the first time I went. Would that work for you, Marcia, with your wrists? Did it help? Oh, she did the slanted. Yes, Kathy, that's a good idea. You can slant those blocks. If you can have them on a baseboard where they won't move, you could do that. Yes, Sopo?
I have a hard time straightening up my arms. I can lift up with, with my upper body, but it's the arms that are having a hard time straightening up.
Yeah, so, you, in your svadhyaya, in your self-study, I would use a strap, but I will tell you that Abhi said to not be so worried right now about straight arms. Work on the chest opening, work on the lumbars staying happy.
Okay. And I'm guessing maybe the arm strength will come in time.
Arm strength will come with Adho Mukha Vrikshasana, with Vajrasana. It will come big time with that. I'd love to do a whole inversion workshop. We'll see what, maybe this summer. But this past week, Abhi had us, I'll just show you real quick how it builds strength. Chaya, this way. So you guys that are doing well, you just keep on going. Make sure you've done, at least 4, maybe 5. So you have some stable height. Doesn't have to be a Viparita Krani box, but you build up some height, right? So when I'm here, I want to bring weight onto my spine. Here, it's not on my spine. So here, I'm learning to bear the weight onto my spine. And then I reach one leg up. Yeah, bear the weight and reach the legs up. Then, it's a whole, trajectory of things. I'm not going to go into it right now, but here, even easier. Now I have the wall behind me. I am on 2 big toes. Can you see the trajectory of my shoulders and my upper arms?
Yes.
I'm learning to bear that weight. Then I'm up.
Oh.
It's almost, she said, I have no magic for you. It's your own magic. But it really is magical on learning how to bear your weight. And I thought I was going to be sore. When you're aligned properly, you don't get sore.
Oh.
That's the beauty of it. Okay, we did all that. Okay, so now, oh my goodness. So now we have to do some inversion. Let's do chair Sarvangasana. Let's do chair Sarvangasana. And I may ask you to do it Viparita Krani version. I may ask you to do a Nirlamba version of it. Yeah. And you have to play with the height and you have to play with the distance. You self-study that, you experiment. And it can't be, she urged us not to use spongy things. She urged us to use hard things. So, look, it's high, but it's not a bad option, if you don't have anything else. You got your chair. And here, I'll show you real quick. Chaya, she said you can also do this in pincha. Forearm balance. Yeah. And then you're up before you know it. Oh, there's so much. That would be good for you, Chaya, someday. All right, so what did I say? Chair Sarvangasana.
Yeah.
So the wall is not a factor. I like using a bolster. You can use a stack of blankets that are, you know, not as wide as the shoulder stand blankets, but as thick as. But I also like using this guy this way. All right, and then I also like using a little bit of height underneath my sacrum. So I'm going to go a threefold. It's not for everybody. So there's my setup. At this stage of the game, you should know what your favorite shoulder stand setup is. Then you hook your legs over the chair bar and the legs stay hooked until you can safely curve. You see how much I'm walking the buttocks through the chair. So I'm going to lengthen and curve. Find the bolster, place the bolster carefully. I like this because my shoulders are outside the bolster's edge and they can really tuck under. Okay, then I take my hands through, straighten the legs. So this is the Setubandha version of chair Sarvangasana. Keep the lumbars long towards the buttock flesh. Keep the hamstring to buttock connection. Keep the inner leg. I'm throwing out so many points, sorry. Keep the inner legs long. All right, I'm going to come down so I can see and possibly help. Okay, so Chaya, you've already done the Setubandha version. Reach the legs over towards the chair bar. Yeah, get maximum extension in your lumbar spine. Roll the thighs in, reach through the inner groin, the pit of the groin, towards the inner foot. Fifth metatarsal, roll it in. And Kathy, back when you're listing a little bit to the right side with your legs, you look a little crooked. Yeah, roll that right foot in. You know, sometimes when you're in your regular Sarvangasana, the beauty of Sarvangasana is that you can see your own two legs and your feet. It's a little harder in chair Sarvangasana, but you should observe that when in your regular Sarvangasana so you know your tendencies. Okay, now the Viparita Krani version, Chaya, that you were doing. Bring the legs straight up out of the hips. Compact the hips and reach the outer thighs in. It's like a wrapping, especially at the hips. So Mike, can you do that? You can hear me? Take the legs off your chair bar and reach the legs right up over the hips, straight up, straight. That stop, legs back, legs back, there, stay there, stay there. Yeah, go up. That's too far back. Come forward a little bit more. Come forward towards your head side, head side, head side, head side. Yeah, and stay. You're still, coiling the chest. You're still tucking the shoulder blades under. You're still moving the thoracic spine, shoulder blades deeper into your chest side. And the chest, sternum responds by lifting up. Okay, those of you who want to try this version, the Nirlamba version, you can bend your elbows and place your palms on the seat of the chair. Pull the seat of the chair down and move your buttocks away from the chair. Try this, Chaya. You're strong. You can do this. Take your arms out. Pull down onto the seat of the chair. And now from your Viparita Karani version, take the legs straight up and over your shoulders. So it's like the chair wasn't there and you're doing straight up Sarvangasana. Come on, Chaya, try it. You failed yourself because you came back to the chair leg. You bent your knees and came back to the chair. I didn't want you to come back to the chair. One from the Viparita Karani version, just go up with your trunk. So from there, Chaya, now push your buttocks up and over towards your shoulder side. Buttocks have to go first before the feet can go. Yeah, buttocks. That's it, Marsha. Yeah, there shouldn't be any weight on your neck. Thighs back just a little bit, Marsha, and knees firm, knees straight. Yeah, nice, Marissa. Roll the thighs in, reach up through the inner leg. Okay, you guys are spent, I can see. Okay, now come back to the Setu Bandha version with the chair, legs resting over the chair, and get the back of your lumbars nice and long again. You're not forcing your chin, Mike. Be careful. Don't want you to force your chin, but just a little bit. Imagine your hands could take the back of your neck and lengthen it towards your head side. So you're looking more towards your chest and less at the wall behind you. That has to do with your neck flexibility. All right, and now put the feet from the chair bar to the chair seat. Take your hands out. Okay, you can wait there if there's any, if you have any back pain, just wait, and then you can scoot and get the buttocks on the bolster and the calves on the chair. All right, your choice. If you're comfortable there, you can stay there, or you can just lay flat, or you can lay flat and have support underneath the backs of the thighs. Just be in Shavasana. Now the essence of the entire class is coming to fruition here. You worked hard. At least I think you worked pretty hard. So the hard work, is going to, hopefully, is going to show fruition in other parts of your life. The essence of your work in this class is coming to fruition. Let it. Let them be. Let that essence be. Soak in what needs to be soaked and then throw out what needs to be thrown out. Release the big toe. If you have your legs straight, release the big toe. Might take your legs a little bit more onto the calves, a little bit more onto the chair seat, and just let the knees fall apart. Let your abdomen release completely and feel that upward and downward movement of your abdomen. Like the ripples of a lake. When you throw a stone in, you cast a stone, you see all these ripples. Eventually, the lake becomes still. Keep your shoulders away from your neck. Let your eyes recede downward. If they were to open, you'd be looking towards your chest. Seat of the soul.
There are two ways of doing this one. Look at the entry and the scenario here. So from Pacific here, they are writing this one, whatever they want to write in there.
Just be there and feel the essence of your work today. Open your eyes slowly, but don't be seeking anything out. Just keep the eyes soft as you fold the limbs in one at a time. Roll to your right side, stay on your right side for at least a couple of breaths. And curl up a little bit more into yourself. As you keep the head down, use your left hand and then your right hand and sit up. Once again, mindful that that head is right over the base of your spine. Hold your hands at your heart. Humility, gratitude, thankfulness. Bring your head down. Salute the soul within. Salute your hard work, your attentiveness, your desire, your enthusiasm for the subject of yoga. Namaste.